They always keep it classy.
No disrespect, but
Yeah, no disrespect, bro.
Most disrespectful shit.
But yo, got a fat ass and nigga in the background. That's some big titties.
They are very sophisticated.
We're smart, man. We're smart motherfuckers. That's why this is the best podcast. We're smart motherfuckers, regardless of what my family thinks about it.
No matter what my kindergarten teacher said, I'm gonna be somebody.
And they're so cool.
My group of friends were a good group of friends. We weren't gangbangers. We were drinkers, smokers,
Bitch killers.
This is the Sorry I'm Not Sorry podcast.
So everybody, welcome back to the Sorry I'm Not Sorry podcast. If you're looking at the video, you see the DEP_sins. You can follow me on Twitter and IG there. That's where I make all my obnoxious comments. Turn over to my best friend, my main man.
It's your boy. It's always your boy. It's Holly. And yeah, follow me at It's Holly. Not It's Whole.
That's something totally different.
That's my OnlyFans page.
Yo, you realize that in that song they never get down to 1. They stop at 3.
Yeah.
And like, what happened to 2 and 1, nigga?
I think they just didn't. They lost count. They forgot to count.
Yeah, it's that Baltimore education. Sorry, I'm not sorry. But
I mean, hey.
Yo, I love Drew Hill's first album and their second one too. Now I think about it.
Drew Hill.
How did you get your love for me?
They were awesome. They were fucking awesome.
Yo, I agree.
You know, it's funny because I was fans of their music, but I wasn't the biggest fan of their music. And my brothers were at the time. And they would just, like, my brothers would just go in a duet singing their music. And I'd just be listening like, you know, it's a good record. You know, it is what it is. But when that thong song dropped, I was like, who that girl?
So we talked about this, that he says the same verse, the whole song. Like, no fucking, no change. No.
And it was a hit.
Yo, I will honestly say I didn't know what a thong was when the song came out.
Not until you saw that video. Then you're like, oh, that's what it is.
No, even then I was
my
just
penis
like,
is moving.
I was a little oblivious.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I met these nasty girls who make the world go around. I found out, and that's not fair because not all nasty girls, or not girls that wear thongs, are nasty. I think that's what I meant.
They are. Every girl that wears a thong
who introduced me, she was nasty. Sorry, I'm not sorry.
Man, I used to use that thing like a bow and arrow.
Just gotta pop it, like, pop. Watch you get mad. Like, I'm a child. Yeah. I'm immature. You know that.
I used to eat them.
All right. Random shit. Have you ever noticed that, like, the masks, the face coverings look like panties?
Yo, I wanted to show when we had Corey Cool on the podcast on the episode. I had a video of these white chicks, a bunch of white chicks, and they walked into Walmart and none of them had masks on. It was like 6 of them didn't have any masks on. So somebody came up to them and was like, "Excuse me, you got to wear a mask to be in the store." All 6 of these white chicks took their panties off in the middle of the store and wrapped them shits around their face to say, "We got masks now, nigga."
So I saw a video like that, but it was a black woman and a black guy.
Yo, I saw a titty
Did
today.
you say ugh?
Yeah, because you said black guy.
No, I mean, he put the mask on.
Oh, okay. I was like, he took his drawers off and put on his mask.
No. He took the woman's panties and put them on his face. Nah, this nigga had his drawers on. How?
Nice.
No need to get excited.
I saw a titty today.
Only one. Elton said.
It was just one titty. It wasn't even amusing. It wasn't amusing. It wasn't enthusiastic. It wasn't like, ooh, a titty. It was
like, oh, there's a titty, oh.
Yeah, it was just like, you need, I don't know. She need like 2 thongs, 2 thong panties to be able to hold up her little titties. Yeah, they were that small. Yeah, she came to my car. As I was getting in my car, I was walking out of Rite Aid, got in my car, and she walked to the window and was like, "Do you have $2?" And I was like, and you could tell that she was kind of missing a few teeth. Dark skin, nice skin tone, nice chocolate skin tone, skinny as shit. Looked like, if she was asking me for $2, she was trying to score some. I mean, do people still smoke crack nowadays? I guess so.
I feel like that. I feel like once you smoke crack, you smoke crack.
Right.
I don't think
smoke
there's
crack, you never go back.
Yeah. Yo, and I feel like $2 is the magic number. Right?
Yes.
Like,
yes. That's exactly what I thought.
Let me get $2. Oh, you want some crack?
Yeah.
You want some crack?
Oh, snap.
Just taking my glasses off because I got these over-the-air headphones and it's like messing up my fit.
I'm writing down, once you smoke crack, you never go back as a title.
I like it. Let's do it. How you been though, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm okay actually. I'm just with everything going on, with the times going on right now, it's I don't know how to describe it, man. It's almost like, hold on, I gotta turn my mic down a little bit. It's a little loud. With everything going on nowadays, right now, it's like I'm in a series. I'm like in a tornado of emotions and a tornado of thoughts, and It's crazy. And it's crazy because I think there's a lot of Black households that are going through a lot right now because of everything going on.
Yeah.
Me and Princess, we just have, we every day, just conversations about everything going on. Just conversations, very, very, concerning, but very, important conversations.
Yeah. Now is the time, right? You don't want to have a conversation in hindsight.
Right.
You want to be, I would say, prepared. Not to say like anything's going to happen, but you want to have these conversations openly now.
Yeah.
Versus in hindsight, where with the I wish I woulda, I coulda, shoulda.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So, yeah.
Go ahead though.
No. I was just saying, yeah, it's a very peculiar time. I feel like I say that a lot because nothing has really changed in America.
No,
except
it has
the temperature.
Right. There is so much going on, and there's so much that people still don't understand up to this point, and everybody is making their own, they're forming their own opinions based on their lack of knowledge or the bliss of ignorance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I watched the good video. I sent it to you about a white guy who broke down the statistics of cop killings and incarceration. And
yes, I didn't get to look at that.
It was
you just
interesting. I just I do this shit for a living, so I'm like, yeah, that's not right. Meaning like what he said. No, his math and everything was right, but he applied a percent and it was a multiplier. That's all. It's just one of those things like Deppy and Deppigan.
So, but what was the ending result of based on his records?
The end result is that Black people are killed disproportionately, meaning that if Black people make up 14% of the population in the U.S., that means that if it was true, then 14% of police shootings of unarmed people will be Black. But no, it was closer to, I think it was maybe 44%. So he was just going through that, like, this is what disproportionate means. And I hope Andrew Schultz saw it, because he's one of those people, like, more white people get killed than Black people. And
I think that's a white comedian statistic. that they base whatever they want to base it on, because he's not the only white comedian that I've heard say that white people get killed by police more. First of all, I'm pretty sure white people get killed more by police is because them motherfuckers are doing some shit.
Or there's more of them in the U.S.
Right.
So
Same
if
thing
there's
with poverty, the level of poverty in the country.
192, yeah, exactly. If it's 192 million white people, by virtue of volume, there would be more. But
Right.
the percentage makes the things disproportionate.
Right,
And
right.
this is
So out of the percentage of black people in the country, the percentage that gets killed by police is a higher proportion rate than the number, I guess the ratio of white,
Exactly.
I'm just trying to say stuff.
No.
I'm trying to say
That's
something to
it.
make it sound nice.
I follow your math, and
Right.
and that's what disproportionate is.
Right.
People
and I think and that's the problem that I've been having this past week, because people are telling me to base my comments off of facts, but their facts are wrong.
And that's the thing, like people choose what facts to believe in a convenient space. So I've been seeing people say, don't rewrite history. No, motherfuckers.
You mean
the
again?
reality is you guys don't understand the real history.
Right.
I'm just telling you the truth.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching Malcolm X a little while before we started recording.
Okay.
I love that fucking movie, man. Love it.
X, the movie X.
Yeah.
Did you watch? I think we spoke about this. Did you watch Who Killed Malcolm X? Right?
Yeah.
Documentary?
I saw it.
Yeah, man, that shit was interesting, and that shit hurt my heart. That shit hurt my heart. At the end, when the dude who actually shot him died.
Yep.
Spoiler alert for people who didn't see it.
It's been out 6 months. Fuck it.
Yeah, you should have seen it by now. The person who actually shot, pulled the trigger on the shotgun, that killed Malcolm X, moved to New Jersey, or was from New Jersey, and opened up his own little gym.
From Newark, New Jersey, to be precise.
Yeah, bricks, and when the person who was the host of the documentary was going to approach him, he died. The day that he was going to approach him, or the day before, or something like that.
Yeah. Nonetheless, the conversation never happened.
Yeah.
Yo. So, before we start, I want to say rest in peace to Jazz Waters, aka Jazz Fly.
Yo, man.
That one hit me kind of hard. Only because, I follow her on Twitter,
right?
And she's even responded to some of my tweets.
Oh, nice.
And she really was an advocate for the community, and
right.
she really was, a black voice.
Right.
In the midst of the white sea.
Right.
So, and they didn't announce her cause of death, but she wrote something back in October about her feeling depressed, hopeless, lonely, and I replied to her. I was just like, "Thank you for writing this. If you need me, you can talk to me.
Right.
I'm okay. I know you don't know me, but you're not alone."
Right.
So, and that someone randomly liked it today, and I saw it, and I showed my wife.
That's crazy.
She was like, "Who is she? She sounds familiar." And I was like, "She wrote a bunch of episodes for This Is Us." She goes, "Oh, that's where I saw her name." I thought she was going to say, "Oh, you offering to talk to bitches, huh?" But she didn't.
Yeah, out of respect, man. Rest in peace to her. I do want to know what happened to her. She was definitely special. She had a gift, and everybody knew that she was on her way to doing some great things, and she was already in the midst of doing some really good things. And it sucks that life works that way. That one day you're here and one day you're just gone, and life still has to pick up and move on without you.
Yeah. And your family, your friends, like
Right.
your social following. Not that the social following matters, but
Yeah.
like life has to proceed.
Yeah.
I used to say life is a continual process that moves forward. There's no time to look back.
Right.
And in the moments you look back, you can fall.
Yeah, man. Um, I've had my share of looking back and falling and trying to get back up and looking back and falling. And I'm just glad that I'm still here to get up and, keep moving forward
I think we
for the
all
sake of
have.
my kids and my family and just my personal goals, to achieve. And like to be alive right now is absolutely a blessing. And I guess you don't really realize it when you're young and you're out there and you're just doing shit.
Yeah.
When you start to lose people, like we're going to start coming into an age where, I mean, we probably still got another 20, 30 years before it really starts to happen, but you never know nowadays, because a lot of shit that we did, a lot of shit we was doing back in the day was like, could come to harm us nowadays, like
Yeah.
all the drinking and smoking, all the other crazy shit we were doing. It can start affecting it. We're at the age where that shit is going to start affecting us. But then 30 years from now, you never know, what it's going to do to anybody, what it's going to do to you. It's going to,
Honestly, man, I was talking to my grandma because we talk every day. I was
Mhm.
like, Mommy, I never experienced life so much until I realized I was going to die. She was like, isn't that just understood stupid? And I was like, I was just like, yeah, you're right. But I meant that, like, until you find out, like, everyone knows that you live to die, but when
right.
like you're faced with the option of death, you like each breath means something a little different.
Yeah. Yeah. It does. And, man, listen, I've needed a lot of therapy sessions and just life lessons and being with my kids, seeing what's going on in the news nowadays to understand that life is not, me being here personally is deeper than what my perception of life.
Yeah, I mean the reality is that every day that we live is ordained by God.
Right.
There is a purpose for it all. And
Right.
and my new kind of mantra is there is a blessing and lesson in all things. Find it.
Right.
Find it.
Right.
Not everything will seem pleasant at first, but find the lesson. It's a blessing.
Right.
You know what book I started reading recently?
What's that?
The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. So I'm like 30 pages in. It's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I almost bought that book. I don't know why I didn't buy it. You know why I didn't buy it? Because I was gonna buy it on my iPad, and I just don't like digital books. I need hardcovers. I need hardcover books.
Once I finish the book, I think iTunes now you can share books. I'll share it with you so you can have it.
Cool.
And if you read
Appreciate
it,
that.
you read it. If you don't, give it back.
No, I'm definitely gonna read it. I'll definitely read it. Man. But to go with what you said, you just said every day that we wake up is ordained by God. So the people who don't wake up the next day, is that ordained?
Yes.
What is that?
Death
Because
is in the power of life, and death is in the hands of the Lord.
Yeah, and I get that, but it's like in a case with George Floyd, in a case with all of these innocent black people. Me and Princess, we were talking about Sean Bell. Remember that
the day before his wedding
years ago? Yeah. Amadou Diallo. Just these purely innocent people, Philando Castile, these purely innocent people who were killed and unjustly. What purpose did God have for them that that makes life, it's like what was ordained by God in their life to die at such young ages, all of them, even down to Tamir Rice, Trayvon Martin.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder, because how people die, when certain people die and they die the way that they do, one of the questions that the people who grieve them and mourn them ask is, why God? Why God? Why, why did you take this person from me? Why, it makes me wonder if it's God or if it's just the world.
Okay. So I wrestle with that, right? I think we all do, right? Especially when someone young dies away, someone innocent.
Right.
But that is us judging based on our eyes and not by the eyes of God.
Right.
So I don't question God, but I do
Wonder.
Yeah, I do wonder.
We're only human. I mean, it's almost a human instinct to wonder why certain stuff like that happens, and where's God in the middle of it,
So so one scripture that always comes to my mind is, if heaven is his throne and earth is his footstool, clearly his thoughts are above our thoughts and his ways are above our ways.
Right. I don't know, man. I feel like the way I try to accept it is that death isn't of God, because God didn't, especially the way people die. This is not. I don't feel like it's always God's plan for somebody to die the way that they do. I think there's a with in the scripture, the devil, Satan is the ruler of the earth, basically.
Mm-hmm.
He's the god of this world. I think that's what it says exactly in the book, in the Bible, is that Satan is the god of this world. So I think in any case, the way that I see it, I personally believe there's like a Grim Reaper, and but the Grim Reaper is a demon, and in the Bible it says the devil comes, seeks, kills, what is it?
He comes to kill, steal, and destroy.
Steal, kill, and destroy. Yeah, there you go. And what he does is he's stealing lives. He's killing people, stealing lives, killing people, and destroying, people's families, people's hopes, people's, beliefs, people's faith. So I think that's how it works. God is a giver of life. Satan is a, taker. Yeah.
I understand that. I just remember, I can't quote where it is exactly, but it says the power of death is not in Satan's hands, only God's. And I'll get that for you. I'm just kind of.
No, that's good. That's good, because I've developed my own perspective of it, and I like to discuss this so I can gain other perspectives of it, so I can maybe keep trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I mean,
if there's something that says that, then maybe I'll go back and rethink how I have been looking at things.
That's real. I mean, honestly, man, like certain things I don't ponder because I can never understand the ways of God.
Right.
So I don't wrap my head around it. I don't attempt to wrap my head around it. Also, reading this book, subtle art of not giving a fuck.
Mhm.
That's one of the things. Like, don't worry about things that don't concern you,
Right,
or don't, or that you can't change. So
That's
so
the what is it called?
the subtle art.
No, the prayer.
Oh, the what they teach all the dope fiends.
Yeah.
I
Grant me
can't
the
remember.
grant me the
The Serenity Prayer.
the serenity prayer. There you go. I know it started. I know it started with an S. I'm saying sincerity in my head. The serenity prayer. Lord, grant me the serenity to accept things that I can't.
So funny story. My little cousin, she's like 25, 26 now.
Mhm.
She got the Serenity Prayer tattooed down her spine.
Oh wow.
And her mother asked her, "What are you, like a 50-year-old reincarnated dope fiend?"
That's funny.
and and I laughed hysterically. It was like Thanksgiving too.
Oh my gosh.
Like we were all eating as a family, and she was like, "You told everybody about your dope fiend tattoo?" And I was like, "What?"
That does sound like something that they make you pray at the end of every
Narcotics Anonymous meeting.
yeah.
I feel like I've never been, but I feel like it.
Yeah. That's funny, man.
But
I mean, yeah, it's crazy.
so back on script.
Yeah, let's get back on track.
I was just say this. I really hate Trump, man.
Yeah, he's not. There's something about him, man. There's something about Trump that makes him so hateable and likable at the same time. I don't know the likable side. I really don't understand the likable side. But people love this guy. You know what I think it is? I think they love him so much because the country spent 8 years with a black president and they hated it.
Yep.
They probably didn't hate the policies more than they hated the fact that there was a black president. And
I think that the fact that he was black and so accomplished,
right,
that it made them look at themselves
smart,
differently.
right. Especially the poor white people, and that's the not just the poor, but like the poor / middle class, lower middle class type of people.
Mm-hmm.
The people that at his rallies, all the people that at Trump's rallies, these are the damn fools that Trump greenlighted their overt racism. It's sad, man.
So this is how I feel like the Trump presidency goes. It's a meeting with all of his advisors, and he says, "Can I do this?" And they say, "We don't recommend it." He said, "I didn't ask you what you recommend. Can I do it legally?" And I go, "Technically, yeah." He's like, "All right, cool. I'm gonna do it."
But I think it's even deeper than that, man. I think what he's doing is he's just doing it, and people are like, "What the fuck is he doing? He can't do this." And then you got the nigga next to them like, "Well, technically, there's nothing saying that he really can't." So they end up just falling back and sitting back and watching him destroy the country. I think the worst thing about Trump is his the divide that he's created. There's such the divide that he's created. I don't think he's the main he's the main source of it, as far as the fact that he was able to come into office and basically tell everybody, yeah, do what the fuck you want. All his supporters, do what the fuck you want, say what the fuck you want. This is your America, and you have the right to do and say what the fuck you want. If you don't like people, say it. You want to punch people in the motherfucking mouth, do it. You want to shoot these motherfuckers, do it. I don't give a fuck. I'm your voice. It bothers me because it's mainly the middle class, lower middle class, and the poor people who are so in support of this rich bastard, like he really gives a fuck about them.
Yeah, I feel like he So there's a couple things. I think that there is ignorance on his part. There's ignorance on their part for believing he is for them.
And I think
Uh,
that's worse. I think that's worse than him actual, his bullshit.
People constantly speak, I would say, against their better, I would
Judgment.
say their, like, their best interest, right?
Oh, interest, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so like the Affordable Care Act versus the
Right.
Obamacare. We don't
Right.
want Obamacare. We like the Affordable Care Act. Bitch, it's the same
That was the
thing.
same shit. Fucking
Uh,
idiot.
so I think I just don't fucking get it. And like Trump announced that his next campaign rally will be June 19th in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah. Tell them what June 19th is.
For all of you people who may not know, June 19th is Juneteenth.
Yeah.
African American celebration.
Black.
Yeah, yes.
I like
A
the term black more than African American, but
I feel like African American is a term that white people use to make them feel better than saying black.
or nigga, or Negro,
Color.
or people of color. Even
Yeah.
though they still use that shit.
Yeah, that shit drives me crazy. Person of color, bitch.
Yeah. Yeah. What the fuck?
Can I call you a person of no color?
Yeah, white is still a color. You can if you have any color construction paper besides white, you can use a white crayon, a white color pencil, white paint. It's
I'm looking at these white walls, like, oh, I need some paint. These kids drawing everything.
Yo, it's funny because Shorty won't let me have. I always want a black accent wall, and she never lets me have it. She's anti-black, man. I'm telling you.
Listen, I'm convinced that nothing in here is mine, and I should just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I get it.
So, funny story. My kids, they were in the backyard jumping on the trampoline.
Mm-hmm.
So when they were jumping on the trampoline, they saw our neighbors. They have a fence. They saw over the fence, and they saw they had a pool, like a above ground pool. And my younger son goes, "Daddy, they have a pool. Look, why don't we have a pool?" My oldest goes, "We just got that little splash pool. Don't even keep me cool when it's hot out." You motherfuckers.
Snap.
And for a second, I looked at like, how much does the pool cost?
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought, like, I'm not spending $22,000.
Yeah.
You motherfuckers be hot. I don't care. I got AC. I got central air.
I'll hold y'all down.
Yeah.
For the culture, we shouldn't. But if you're hot.
Yo, listen. All week it's been like 90 degrees. They've been running and jumping in these fucking sprinklers.
Oh
Better keep getting wet, my nigga.
Yeah.
Oh, daddy, you got a pool. I'm like, yeah. So what?
And above ground pools, they don't get it. They don't have good reps.
Like Dave Chappelle says, like, you have a pool, but it's above ground.
Yeah. You take a knife to that shit, and that shit, you don't have a pool anymore.
Listen, I'm good.
Somebody in that pool got two fucking sharp toenails. Yeah, listen, you don't have a pool anymore.
Above ground pool is like a swingman jersey during All-Star weekend. Like, yeah, you got stitching, but that nigga got on an authentic jersey.
Yeah.
Throwback.
Yo, man. So Trump and his Juneteenth shit, I feel like, and this is gonna take me to a rant, but I feel like he's gonna try to appeal to black people on this day.
I don't think
at his rally.
I just think he's kind of oblivious to everything.
You don't think he can try to sway the black vote right now? No, probably not, right?
Yeah.
His reaction towards the protesting and his reaction towards which we were planning to get into, his reaction towards his opposing of changing the names of these army forts.
Yeah.
Because they all named after Confederate
Confederate generals,
Right.
other like racist, anything you can kind of call deplorable. We decided to call a fucking army base that.
Yeah, his tweet didn't make it any better either. Excuse
I
me.
didn't even see it. What did he say?
Oh, hold on. You know what? I know exactly where I have it.
Everyone, I apologize for yawning. I'm just tired. I've been up doing so much shit around the house today.
Yeah, man.
Today, so in my laundry room, my wife does laundry every day.
Mhm.
Whatever. The back wall was wet, so I was like,
Mhm.
great. We got a leak in the wall. We got to figure this shit out. It's
Damn.
pipes, da, da, da. And then we call Home Depot because that's where we got to wash the dryer from. They're like, no, if it's wet when the dryer's running, your laundry duct is probably clogged. So I was like, all right, cool. I'll call the laundry duct cleaning people because you need special equipment, and my laundry room was on the second floor, so they
Yeah.
got to go up.
Yeah.
So after fucking the guy gets here, he's like, where's your duct? I'm like, what the fuck? I don't know. How about I show you
That's
the
what I called
laundry?
you for, nigga.
How about I show you the laundry room and then you tell me where it is? So
I could tell him next time.
So he gets here and then he's like, is that the duct? And I'm like, no, I don't think so. I think that's the exhaust fan. So he's like, I don't see it. So I go outside, I walk around to the side of the house, and I'm like, I think that's the duct. It's right over the laundry room. He's like, you sure? I'm like, yeah. So he gets up there, and after he asks me to help him with the ladder, I'm like, what the fuck am I paying you for?
Wow, that's what I was saying. But he was like, I don't know where it is, and you had to go look for it. I'd have been like, you know what, nigga, you can go.
Nah.
You know what? Never mind. I'm good.
So he so he climbs up the ladder. It's all the way to the top of the house. So it's a big ass ladder. He's like, oh, that's it. I'm like, oh, is that right? So he gets to work, and I'm like, he trips the breaker with his machine plugged in. I'm like, why are you fucking with me this early in the morning?
Yeah.
But long story short, like he did his thing. Like it was clogged, and when he was vacuuming it out, like water and moisture were coming out. So I had another handyman maybe like a month ago come. When I first noticed the wall was wet, and he cut a hole in my sheetrock, small hole, and he's like, "Oh, it's leaking from the roof," and I'm like, "Oh fuck, this is a brand new house."
Yeah.
Now, granted, my roof here has a 25-year warranty on it, so I'm like, "All right, cool. What if I call him to come out there and get on the roof?"
Yeah.
So when I found the laundry event today, I'm like, "You motherfucker, it's not on the roof. It's on the side of the house."
Damn.
So hopefully this stops all the moisture and everything. Home Depot is still coming out to check the dryer and everything. What's the worst they do? They replace it? Nah, I don't care. I want my money.
Word.
So
the life of having a crib.
Yo, I was just going to say, buy a house, they say.
Shit. That's a responsibility as shit. As fuck. AF.
I just had exterminators come and spray around the property because we have big ass like hornets and wasps. And then my wife, she's in the yard today. She goes, I think I see a snake shed its skin. You want to look at it? I'm like, I am from New York. I don't fucking know. When did I turn into Crocodile Dundee? Like, what the fuck?
Like the snake shed its skin.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, it's fresh. You must be about 7 feet away.
That's
like,
not a
if
snake.
You think that's a snake. Yeah. If you think that's a snake, go to fucking house.
Don't come back out.
Because that's why I'm going. Get the strap.
Yeah.
But enough of my homeowner rant. But I'm gonna buy a tree.
Mm.
It's
Oh, for
very
real?
strange, yeah. So they planted a tree in the front of the house, but it
Okay.
didn't bloom for the spring. So I'm like, man, fuck it, get rid of it or put it in the backyard. I'll get a new one.
Mhm.
It's only like $70.
Oh, okay.
So it's nothing crazy. I'm like, yeah, get a new tree, put it right there. I sent it to my wife. So back to the point that nothing here is mine. She was like,
Right.
oh, it's a really pretty tree. But nah. It's like, what the fuck? What do you want? One that get like sprouts rainbows and
Right.
what the fuck do you want?
Right.
So here we go. So I'm pretty sure before the weekend's out, she'll send me a tree that's like $300. I'm like, fuck this tree. Is this a money tree?
Yeah, I was about to say that tree better grow some dollar bills.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That shit better come with its own fucking income.
Only reason why I paid $300 for a tree is if it like sprouted some kind of fruit or vegetable. Like, one of my boys had a fig tree in his backyard that grew figs, and
I don't even know what a fucking fig looks like outside of a fig Newton.
it's shaped like a
apricot.
I don't
just
know
made that up. I have no fucking idea.
It's almost shaped kind of like this, almost like a. You see what I'm doing here?
Yeah, you
kind of shaped like
my
that.
hands?
Yeah, and you split it open. You just eat the inside. They're really good. Like he used to bring them to work, and them shits was so good. My last job, way long time ago.
No, nah, I'm fucking eating.
They were really good.
Fucking tree. What I look like? Tarzan, bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
So we planted carrots a while back, and just forgot about it. My son goes, "Dad, there's a carrot in there." I was like,
shit.
Shut up." And then he like put his fingers in the dirt and he revealed it like the orange. He's like, "It's right there." I was just like, "Well, all right, Crocodile Dundee."
Yeah, I got a little section in my backyard right behind the garage that we have kind of set up for vegetation.
You park in the garage?
I don't park in the garage, but I park in the driveway.
Yeah. I lost my garage rights when my wife bought a treadmill, a Peloton, and a bunch of other shit. So I park in the driveway. She parks in the garage.
See, I'm planning on putting that's messed up. I'm planning on putting some workout equipment in there because I have some from my old crib that is sitting in storage. And it's like one of them, a couple of them things are brand new. Like we're brand new, like months old before they went in storage. So it's like, fuck it, I gotta get them shits out.
I keep saying I'm gonna buy a pull-up bar, but I'm fucking lazy. So there's so much shit I want to do that I probably won't.
Yeah. I get it. I got so many plans that if I don't attack it right away, I'm gonna prioritize other shit in front of it, and that's what ends up happening.
Yo, my wife comes to me today. My son, she bought a bike pump, but the shit doesn't like latch on to the tires. And I'm like, why the fuck didn't you order a new pump?
Like it's broken, or just that one doesn't do it?
It just doesn't like snap on.
Right.
If you
pump,
has a little, if you pump the thing flies off.
Wow. So you got to either hold it on. You got to hold it onto the tire.
So even that doesn't work. So I'm like, just get a different pump.
Wow.
Like them shits is like $11. Get a fucking pump. But she ordered new cameras for the house, so I'm like, oh great, I'll spend my weekend putting those shits up.
Inside cameras or outside cameras?
Inside.
I've been against inside cameras only because if I'm in a house by myself and I want to jerk off on the couch while I'm watching, you know,
Yeah, Fat
The
Girl
Wire.
Poet. Yeah.
while I'm watching, you know, Family Matters or something. I want to be able to do it. Imagine getting that text message like, "I see you, nasty nigga."
Been there, done that. She texts me. She goes, "I was trying to see if you was all right, but clearly you are." I was like,
Clearly, you're more than all right.
"Well, you nasty nigga, you watched." I don't give a fuck.
Oh snap!
That was when I first quit my job. Before Corona made everyone stay home.
Ay.
Yeah, two friends just shooting this shit. So back to kind of a little political front. So
yeah, man, I got those tweets.
Okay, let me hear them.
So he said, it has been suggested that we should rename as many as 10 of our legendary military bases, such as Fort Bragg in North Carolina, Fort Hood in Texas, Fort Benning in Georgia, etc. These monumental and very powerful bases have become part of a great American heritage and a history of winning, victory, and freedom. The United States of America trained and deployed our heroes on these hallowed grounds and won 2 world wars. Therefore, my administration will not even consider the renaming of these magnificent and fabled military installations. And it goes on to the end where he says, respect our military. The part that gets me is these monumental and very powerful bases have become a part of great American heritage and a history of winning, victory, and freedom. Everything that the people who these forts are named after did not do. They didn't win.
They're all Confederate generals.
And they weren't about freedom.
No. Not at all.
So I just want I want black people to understand that this is where his mentality is, and this is where he contradicts himself constantly. He's done this constantly, contradicting himself in this particular type of way. It bothers me that that still to this day, Trump has he still has like a chance of winning, a second term. And this is the way, this is the America this is the person that represents our country, the country that we live in.
So I used to feel like he could win a second term, but based on this year alone, no. Based on economy kind of crashing, based on coronavirus handling, and we're about to, they're saying that we're basically in a second wave of coronavirus.
Right.
And no one is saying anything about it. Have you noticed that they don't
want to
the deaths anymore on CNN?
Yeah. They don't want to, but I don't trust the media, man. The media, whether it's CNN, whether it's Fox News, whether it's MSNBC, whether it's anybody else who like obviously CNN is chasing news right now. So of course now coronavirus has been put on the back burner for Don Lemon to constantly every day get a bunch of celebrities on his show for ratings.
Ever since you made the comment last week about his like stupid pauses, I've been like, I don't like this guy anymore.
Yeah, and it's not because he's gay; it's because his show is gay.
It's because of the pauses.
Yeah, and when you look at him, you got to be like, pause, nigga, pause,
nigga, pause.
But
all the y'all could suck my balls and my drawers.
I can't trust the media anymore because they're chasing news and they're trying to, it's all about the sell. If they sell this race war, they'll have something to talk about every day. you know, and I'm sure a lot of these people are genuine when they're trying to bring news to the forefront. I just don't care for the opinion-based news. And fuck Fox News. Fox News is just a bunch of liars, cheaters, and you know, and probably undercover homosexuals who won't come out and speak against that lifestyle. So which brings me to my next, brings me to an issue that I'm having, that I've had this week, and that is these Trump supporters, and not just Trump supporters, these Black Trump supporters.
All 4 of them.
It's almost sad when you go, like, I usually go through these rabbit holes on social media. I don't really post much, but I do look through certain things just to see what's going on. And when I look at these, when I see these young Black Republicans, conservatives, Trump supporters, Black people who make their own MAGA hats,
out of what?
their own MAGA t-shirts.
Oppression.
Yeah. their opinions, their quote unquote truths that aren't based on, historical facts. And then they tell me I need to read books and I need to, stop thinking emotionally and start using logic. It bothers me because it bothers me because
Boop, boop, boop.
It really bothers me because the fact that we have in this type of time where Black people can be like, the cops, there's no such thing as systematic racism. There's no such thing as systematic injustice. Black people have brought that on themselves, and it's a Democratic plot to keep Black people voting for Democrats. And I'm telling them, like, yo, I'm not a Democrat, I'm not a Republican, but the common sense of the situation is that, there was slavery. The country was built on slavery. This wasn't a situation where Black people gave themselves up and was like,
we didn't say, all right, I'll come till the land for you.
Right.
Like, I care that much about this new country or stuff.
Right. The white people brought that demon over here, and this is what we've had to endure for hundreds and hundreds of years. Some Black Republican dude called me a sheep because I made a post about coronavirus back in April, and I'm like, dude, I had the shit. You know what I'm saying? I had the shit in front of my kids, in front of my, in front of my girl, in front of my kids,
your family,
my household. I lost money at work because of it. I got it back, but it's like, how am I a sheep because I want to social distance myself from people so I don't catch it again, or I don't catch it, give it to my family after, and I know people that die from it. I know a lot of people that die from it. It's crazy that people have that mentality that we're sheep and we're part of a Democratic plan to blame everything on Whitey, instead of that. So this one Republican Black bitch posted this video of some Black dude who basically said that it's not the fault of systematic racism. Like, there's no such thing as systematic racism. It's just a Democratic plot but the reality of it is the reason why Black people struggle so much is because fathers, there's no fathers in Black people's lives, and it's like that's not true. That's not true in every Black household.
But
And
even
I'm pretty
that,
sure, there's in more Black households, there's more present Black fathers than there aren't.
but even the reason why the father isn't in the home is because of the system they put in place to
Right.
to separate Black families.
Right. Now, if you want to, if a Black man, if we need to take an accountability that a Black father may not be in the household because he committed crimes that put him in jail, fine. We can take that. We can eat that. But that's not every Black household, and that's not the reason why Black people on our level have to work 10 times as harder to get in the same place that our white counterpart might get to easier. And then even when you get to that place, that white counterpart might still get paid more than you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's very fucking frustrating to hear Black people speak like that.
It's
To make
common
it seem,
sense.
and it's like I think it takes a piece of shit to belittle the next person's opinion and belief around these things. Honestly, these things are factual. I don't argue
Right.
facts. I don't
Right.
argue.
But they're telling me that these aren't the facts. This is me. Some white bitch tried to tell me that I'm thinking too emotional.
Where
I'm
are you
like, bitch,
arguing with these people at?
on Instagram.
Oh.
This one white bitch told me we're basing off logical facts and not off of emotional victimization. I said, bitch, until you've experienced what Black people have had to experience for all of these years, you can't tell me about logical facts.
Yo,
Because
they told white women
your
they
history was
couldn't vote.
fabricated.
Yo, they told white women they couldn't vote, and they said you let the niggas do it.
Right. And then they brought Frederick Douglass out there to speak for them.
Yeah.
And I think he set him straight too. If I remember correctly, from
I
what
don't
I
know,
heard.
but there's something like you crack ass bitches better sit the fuck down.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly like that, but it was almost like, yeah, don't come at us saying that niggas is able to vote just because y'all ain't, and then don't come at us on some racist shit when when you need us now, when you need to relate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's very much one of those things like, hey, I will be a victim conveniently.
Right. And Amy Cooper, and a couple of weeks ago, showed us that that's how white women work.
Yo, do you know Amy Cooper worked on Broadway as some kind of director or producer or something?
I didn't know that. I was told she did something else. I forget.
Oh,
I
maybe
was
I'm
told she did something
confused,
else.
but I heard that she worked in the arts.
Honestly, I thought she did something kind of like what you do, in a numbers game.
To say nothing. Podcast.
House husband.
Yeah. Make the kids lunch and dinner just about every day.
I get it.
What y'all want? Y'all want to make your own pizzas? Let's go.
I do it too, and I still work. So, but it really bothers me that Black people are these Black Republicans, Trump supporters, whatever, conservatives. There's this dude named Kingface. His Instagram name is Kingface, and he wears a shirt that where he calls himself a conservative thug because he's a hood nigga. He's a hood nigga who's a conservative, has his own design MAGA hats, wears wears MAGA t-shirts.
What hood the nigga from? What?
That I'm not sure. I didn't dig too much into his history more than his political views, and he's an all lives matter type of dude. He's What about black on black crime type of dude? Which, for anybody who's thinking that black on black crime is a situation, white on white crime is higher than black on black crime because there's more white people. Statistically, there's more white people in the country, and it's about proximity. If you're in a white neighborhood, the only people you can kill are white people. Same thing with the cops. If you're policing a white neighborhood, the only people you can kill are white people. Same thing with the hood or the black neighborhoods. If you're in the hood, the ghettos, the black neighborhoods, the only people you can kill are the people around you. Unless you want to go travel and like the DC sniper and just take out a bunch of people.
So I sent you this clip of Louis Farrakhan saying that it is not in our history or pedigree to kill white people.
Yes.
The reason why you fear black people is that you fear that we will do what your fathers have done to our fathers and grandfathers.
Right.
And I think that's totally true.
That's
like
deep, man. That's
all of the
motherfucker. Good Lord.
All of these like theories and things like that aren't based in fact. They're based on pure fears of retribution of what they've done.
Right. And the fucked up thing is with that, they still I guess that could play into the reason why they won't budge on reparations.
So Bob Johnson, the founder of BET, he said it will take $14.6 trillion and every black person gets $304,000.
We briefed about it last episode, but we didn't say the numbers.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, shit out. So when you say every black person, do I get 300 and my wife get 300 and I get 300 a kid?
Now they just did that shit for everybody to get about, $1,200 a month. I mean, $1,200, a check. That stimulus shit.
I ain't get one. Right. I probably won't get the next one. So Ray can suck my dick.
It's crazy that we have a little chunk of black people who really feel this way about, and then turn around and tell me that I need to know my history. I need to read books. I need to do, and I want to read books and I want to learn more shit and I want to take in more shit. But I constantly say I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a conservative. I'm not MAGA. I'm not liberal. I'm just a black man with common sense. And when you do your due diligence and you see the history that's going on, this one white chick told me, you're emotionally victimizing yourself over stuff that happened 100 years ago that don't apply to now. Bitch, 40 years ago, we were still going through the same shit.
Yeah.
50 years ago, 60 years ago. The same shit that we're saying now is the same shit that was being said back then, and nothing's changed.
So your who's man, victimizing? Sherrod Small, he tweeted some real powerful shit that we are fighting the same fights our father fought, our grandfather fought, our great grandfather fought, and unfortunately, our kids will fight.
Yeah, it's sad, man. And like you know why we're gonna fight? Because we're gonna keep fighting, and our kids got to keep fighting because those mentalities have not been broken yet. Because people are still not being exposed to the actual truths, and it fucking kills me. It fucking kills me, especially because these people actually think that Trump gives a fuck about them. Let me tell you something. The people who wrote the Constitution wrote it to benefit them, and it's not just to benefit white people. It's to benefit the rich white people, because the motherfuckers, the elites who wrote the motherfuckers who wrote the Constitution were the elites. Those were the slave owners. Not every white person in America at the time were slave owners. The rich were the slave owners. Mm-hmm. They were the people who wrote the Constitution.
Which
So they
is
didn't
kind of
write it
ironic. Those are the people who are in power and politics.
exactly. Though these are the people they didn't write it on the basis of let's cater to the people under us. They wrote it to where it benefits them. And you know how, you know why, you know how I know this? Because, and we said it last episode, because they wrote the Constitution and then cracked the whip and said, nigga, go give me some pink from some ink. My motherfucking what do you call
My
that
quill
feather
pen.
Quill, look, my quill. Yeah.
So let me ask you this question. What does the defund the police mean to you?
So when I first heard the term defund the police, I actually thought that they really meant like let's disband. Only because in Minneapolis they're planning on disbanding the police.
The union.
Right.
Not the police force, the union.
Right. When I first heard about it, I was like, defunding the police might be pushing it because we still kind of need them niggas. And
we don't want anarchy.
And we have we have black people, brown people, I would say yellow people, but that Asian nigga in Minneapolis turned me off to the,
To the Asian.
I mean, y'all already brought us Corona, and now you brought us the George Floyd's death because you would have won, playing security guard over this nigga, murdering George Floyd. But we got a lot of people that look like us who are getting into the force, and these people can actually make change, can make a change to the system. But they have to try though, because I've been listening to Dante Nero, and Dante was like,
"You back at that again?"
Not his actual podcast. Well, I've been listening to his podcast, but he said that there's no such thing as good police, because and the gist that I from the gist of it, he was saying like police run red lights, they get to park wherever they want and just throw a plaque in their window and say, I'm a cop, so I'm all right. Like basically, even like he's saying the simple shit, they're not, because I always feel like to be a good boss, you got to know how to be a good worker. So if you want to be a diligent boss, you got to be a diligent worker. If you want to be a diligent law enforcer, you have to know how to be a proper citizen, a diligent citizen. So if you just running red lights because you got a cop car, you just want to, you don't feel like waiting at this light, you're not setting the example. If you're parking at a hydrant and throw your plaque in there, you're not, because you're a cop, you're not setting the example. Now, personally, if I was a cop, that's stuff that I would do.
That shit those are some of the benefits.
Right. If, I would enjoy some of those perks. But I get what Dante is saying, where he's like, there's no such thing as a good cop. Now, those weren't the only examples that he used, but the main example is like, when a cop does the wrong thing, they're not allowed to speak out. And it's not that they don't want to, because some of them have recently, but they're not allowed to speak out because, especially in social media, because their social media gets tracked.
Yeah, and monitored, and
if you say the wrong,
is monitored.
And here's the thing, and here's another thing: if you speak out against a police officer, they label you a snitch just as much as the streets do. So you may need backup, and they don't come to your
aid.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of fucking.
The union may not fight for you. You know what I'm saying?
It's a fucked up predicament to be in on both sides.
Right.
Like And this is why I think they need independent dogs to make sure what's supposed to happen is happening. Um, I've never been in a situation where I was in a shootout and I was hoping for backup
Right.
in any way, shape, or form. And to propose that option to somebody is fucking barbaric.
It's
And it's like what is it worth? So back to the original question, defunding the police.
mhm.
So, and I think this goes to the point you were making earlier that people don't take the time to understand; they just react. Um, and they claim that everyone else is being emotional and erratic, but they are, because defunding the police is something different than what is totally different from what it sounds. It
Right,
doesn't
right, right.
mean disbanding the police. It doesn't mean obliterating the police.
Right.
What it means is that maybe they shouldn't be as heavily funded and
Right.
be buying military grade anything. They're
Right.
not the military.
Right.
Let's divert some of that cash from the police to education, to
Right.
public programs, to
Right.
that other thing that, or hospitals,
Right.
like things that fucking help people more than it can be used to harm people. Because
Right.
the reality is, like, if you get a military tank as police force, that isn't for helping people.
No.
That is
It's for
only to
controlling.
enforce law and order.
Yeah. It's for controlling people. It's I absolutely agree with this. I feel like, first of all, police have too much power. They're given too much power, and I think not only is a defunding of the police necessary, because all of this money that gets put into the police force, they don't necessarily get in salary. They're just as middle class as me and you. You know,
Yeah.
I make more. You make more than police officers on a regular basis. I make more than a lot of police officers on a regular basis. It's I think defunding is not just defunding is necessary, but reform. Reform is necessary. I mean, fuck them, man. To be honest, they have too much power. They have too much power. They need to be regulated like a motherfucker. These body cams, they thought that was gonna help. The body cams don't help because they still control the body cams. So if you and not every cop has to wear a body cam. Like, from what I understand, undercover cops don't have to wear body cams, but they still make mistakes. It's more necessary to put money into the educational system, because if you ask the Republican supporters, the conservative supporters, these Trumpers, these black Trumpers, white Trumpers, whoever, the problem is the communities. The communities.
It's always the person, the people's fault.
Right.
Never the system's fault. The system's doing wrong. It's always the people. They need to be controlled. I never forget this, that when Hillary was running for president, they asked her a question like, how do you propose like dealing with this law enforcement issue? And she said, with law and order.
She was law and order too.
Yeah. And I'll never
Hillary didn't deserve to be president.
That's why she's a professional loser.
I'm almost glad she didn't become president. She didn't deserve it in 2008 when she tried. It was 2008, right? 2004?
Yeah, she ran.
2008.
Yeah, it was 8.
Yeah, Obama.
Or 12. It was 12.
No, it was the first. It was the second year. No, I thought it was the first year.
It was the first term. And then he made her the Secretary
of State or something like that. Yeah. Fuck the police, man. The shit that these motherfuckers did, the Louisville police did to Breyonna Taylor. What the fuck, man? I've been since the last episode we recorded. My main focus has been, and you could ask my lady. She's almost tired of me talking about it. I was like, ever since the last episode, I'm like, what happened to Breyonna Taylor? Everybody is worshiping George Floyd like he's Jesus, Big Floyd.
And here we go.
Like he was Jesus that died on the cross, and nobody is he was packing. You know, Big Floyd was packing.
Here we go. Here we go. Shit gets
they called him Big Floyd for a reason. Nah. Breyonna Taylor, man. What happened to Breyonna Taylor? Because this wasn't.
Tell everyone what happened first.
Breyonna Taylor was an EMT worker, which made her an essential worker, especially during this, that was a label during this pandemic. Innocent, young, beautiful black woman, little hefty side, little chubby.
Okay.
And she and her boyfriend were in their house, respectably, obeying the law, being them, being regular civilized Americans, and was had their house, what do you call it?
The cops attempted to raid their house.
The cops raided their house. And as the protector that he should have been, her boyfriend ran downstairs with his licensed pistol and shot at them. Why did he shoot at them? Because they ran in the house with their warrant and their no-knock policy. That an unnecessary power that they give the police, and they didn't announce themselves as police, and he shot at them because he thought somebody was breaking into their apartment. And the cop shot back, didn't get him, shot 20 shots within the house, and 8 of them hit Breyonna Taylor, and she died. This EMT worker, person who helps saves lives, who helps saves people's lives, helps rescue people from death, from sickness, from whatever they're going through, and they killed her because, and this wasn't a racist situation. This was a situation of bad cop work, bad police work.
Bad policing.
This is bad policing. They're commanding off. So during this whole situation, while this whole thing went down, the person they were looking for, who didn't live there, and I have no idea what the relationship was between this person and Breyonna Taylor, was already in custody 4 hours earlier, I believe. I mean, what the fuck, man? Didn't live there. The guy didn't live there because the only people that lived there was Breyonna Taylor and Breyonna Taylor's sister.
Yo, it is a fucking it's so much to deal with, right?
Yeah.
Like the nation is protesting and standing firm for George Wallace. Meanwhile, there's more life being lost at the hands of the police. Someone in Texas, where a black man was unarmed, killed by a chokehold.
Right.
So it's like,
they're still doing it, and they're still doing it. It's more than racism. It's bad policing, and this is why police need to be defunded and reformed. These cops. So the testimony from Breyonna Taylor's mother, it angers me because when she pulled up on the block to find out what was going on with her daughter after getting a phone call from Breyonna Taylor's boyfriend, Kenny or Kyle or Keith or something like that, someone with a K. They sent her to the hospital. Breyonna Taylor had not been taken to the hospital. Only the cop that was shot by her boyfriend was at the hospital. Hours later, she left the hospital because they gave her false information, came back. They wouldn't let her in to the house, to the apartment. They made her wait for a detective. They made her wait hours and hours and hours and hours until they finally was like, yeah, Breyonna's still in the house. Hours later, she said, that's when I knew she was dead. That's when I knew something happened. That's when I knew she was gone. Then when she wanted to go identify her, they told her that she couldn't. And they asked her if Breonna Taylor had any enemies, if somebody wanted to hurt her, if there was a problem between her and her boyfriend. They made it seem like the cops didn't do this. They made it seem like somebody was coming after, somebody came to kill her. And then eventually later on, she found out that it was the cops that killed her daughter. I mean, shit like that. Police have too much motherfucking power. Defund these motherfuckers and reform these motherfuckers. I don't give a shit about them. Another story I have, personal story. My girl, she was about 19, 20 years old. She was on her way back, I think she had came home she was living in Queens. She's from Queens. She came in the middle of the night, left my crib to go home. I think she was coming to my house. I forgot what the fuck she was doing.
Is that right?
Yeah.
She gonna fuck you up for that.
Gets the green light. She's in traffic, she's driving middle of the night, 3:00 in the morning, driving. Green light. She's moving. Cops, no lights on, no cop lights on, no red and blues, no headlights on. Running through a red light, boom, bangs the shit out of her. She's in the car by herself, bangs the shit out of her, middle of the night, bangs the shit out of her. Car spins around, fucking wrecked the car. They get out the car, they run over to her. The first thing she could do is go to pick up her phone to call me or her mother. I forgot who she was calling. She was getting ready to call. These motherfuckers ran up to the car and said, you shouldn't have been on your phone. What the fuck? Fuck these police. Fuck them all. Fuck all the police. Sorry, I'm not sorry. I'm not even sorry that I'm not sorry. Fuck them all. Like that shit like that gets me angry. The story from Breonna Taylor's mother, that shit gets me angry. And the police and then the motherfucking president of the union of New York wants to rant and rave. Oh, they're trying to they want to take us away. They want to defund us. Fuck you. I'm proud to be a police and I'm going to police until fuck you. Fuck you, because black people are dying at the hands of your motherfucking. First of all, for you to even rant and rave like that, New York police already have a bad rep. Amadou Diallo, Sean Bell, motherfucker. Who else do I have to name? Eric Garner. Was it Eric Garner?
Yeah. Eric Garner was in Staten Island.
I Can't Breathe.
Yeah.
The first I Can't Breathe. Fuck you and your police. Fuck all of y'all. Like straight up. Defund the police and take their motherfucking power from them. Make sure none of these niggas get paid like they need to, because then maybe they'll fucking humble their shit and stop being fucking bullies and stop being a fucking gang. Because then when it's time for people to come out and be like, yeah, these niggas are wrong, they're like, oh, you a snitch, and we not gonna hold you down because you're not protecting the blue. Fuck Blue Lives Matter. The only Blue Lives Matter I respect is the Smurfs. And Avatar.
So two things. One, with the new method we're using, we don't have a timer.
Yeah, I know. I'm so pissed about that because I was sitting there like I should have set the time. I had a timer. I was gonna set the timer on my phone and I fucking forgot. But there's so much more. Have you heard of the NFAC, the Not Fucking Around Coalition?
No.
They're a black militia. They're the black militia that went to the site of Ahmaud Arbery, or went to these niggas' house when they killed Ahmaud Arbery, and they were walking around with their AKs and shit like that. And they're military trained motherfuckers that are like, they said if Derek Chauvin gets off from this thing, we're gonna see that nigga. And unfortunately, it's unfortunate to say, but we need motherfuckers like that at this point. Because because it's funny because I was listening to something where they were like, you know how they always said, like, if that was me on the plane during 9/11, I'd have fought the niggas. And now people are saying the same thing with Derek Chauvin and that Asian dude when it came to him choking out George Floyd. They were like, well, somebody, if I was there, I couldn't have sat there and let him kill him. But in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I would have at least tried to find a brick, a rock, or something and throw it, a glass bottle, throw it at them niggas. And if I had to take a charge, I would have done it. But George Floyd, unfortunately, it had to happen. And I'm not saying George Floyd had to die, but that shit had to happen.
I think this is the catalyst for change.
Right. I think so too. But I need people, and they're starting to do it. Shout out to Tamika Mallory and Alicia Keys and
Alicia Keys. Yeah, got it.
I know with you. And all these other people that are like, yeah, we need to get back on this. Like George Floyd is, rest in peace. He's finally in his resting place. Good. Let's work on this change. Let's work on defunding the police. Let's work on reform. Let's also get justice for Breyonna Taylor. Unfortunately, the cops may not get fired or arrested for the situation. They're on administrative leave right now. But the commanding officer who sent them on that mission, I think he got demoted. And I think he needs to get fired. I think he needs to get fired because he wasn't doing his job right. I think they need to investigate the postmaster who sent them that confirmed that address, that's where that dude lived. I think he needs to be fired. It's a lot of shit there's a lot of justice that needs to be, a lot more justice that needs to be handled in Breyonna Taylor's case. But they may get away with it because if you shoot at an officer, they're allowed to shoot back. But them niggas never announced themselves coming into that motherfucking house. And that's my rant on that shit, man.
So I want what's best for the people, not what's best for the department.
Right.
And I think we need to start focusing on the people as a whole. Not white people, not Spanish people, not black people, but the people as a whole. Because as long as these police have a unchecked power, they will absolutely be corrupt.
Right.
I am ready to go to Wakanda.
Yeah, man.
All right, everybody. If you listen, if you fuck with us, you stuck with us, come back for some more.
Don't go away. More trash talk coming your way after we go pee-pee.
Welcome. You have arrived in Wakanda. Please make sure you have all of your belongings. Thank you for flying, and be prepared for some nigga shit.
Well, we in the land of Wakanda where the women are beautiful, the skin is melanated, and the asses are fat. It's me, the DP. Come along.
Complexion don't mean a thing. Because it's a Zulu love.
Yo, even though I said many times in the podcast, I don't really listen to Kendrick, I've been like slowly dabbling, and I went back to listen to Pimple Butterfly.
Yes.
I don't mind it.
It's one of the most classic albums ever created. I stand on that. I stand on that.
I just think I don't think it's
this
aged enough.
Dick ain't free. The whole record was like a what do you call it? Slam poetry. It wasn't even like a song. It was like a slam poetry type of thing. It's fire, man. I mean, it's one of the most classic albums ever created.
You know what it
And
is?
He
I
could
can never
he can
listen
Lauryn
to
Hill
it
himself at this point if he wants.
in one sitting. No. And I asked this question prior to the CUNY recording where I said, how many records or how many albums does it take to deem greatness? We don't have to talk about it here, but y'all niggas better talk about it.
Yeah. I'll give my opinion. I guess I'll give my opinion on CUNY if we. You know what? That's actually a good question for tomorrow. We record tomorrow. That's gonna be my question.
All right, cool. So, yo,
It's gonna be my
heard?
question donated by you, but I'll give you the credit, of course.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So, have you heard the horrible news that Beyonce got cast in Black Panther 2?
I'm gonna act like this is news to me, even though you told me before we started the segment. Wow, seriously?
So, how do you?
I don't think that's horrible news, though. I don't think that's horrible news. I think
they said she's gonna play Storm.
Storm would be wonderful for Beyonce to play. Like, I think that would. Now, Beyonce isn't the best actress to me.
She's not a good actress at all.
Sidebar. Why did they take away the term actress? And everybody's just an actor now.
Because everybody's in their fucking feelings about things.
About, I guess so.
Listen, I don't give a fuck if a woman comes to my table, she's a waitress.
Right.
Or a stripper. It's her choice. It's all depending on the environment, I say.
Yeah, that's too funny.
Yo, I don't think Beyonce, I think, honestly, I'm going to whisper this. Beyonce's too old.
Ooh, she's like 2 years. I forgot. That was all a big lie about her being like 24 when she was like
31.
Yeah,
she's like 31.
Yeah, so
when no came out, they said they were 14. I ain't never seen a bitch look that good at 14.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
When I was 14.
Exactly.
I don't mean that in any kind of creep.
Kind
of way.
Yeah, no. Until you watch the video.
So, I made a list of actresses I'd much rather see play Storm.
Okay, well, to start off, we know the original Storm was played by Halle Berry. Which she was pretty good.
Honestly, I don't know who this generation's Halle Berry is.
Ooh. That's a good...
I don't know.
That's a good observation. Who would be...
I mean, the only ones who fucking the only like people that's getting work is what
excuse me.
What's that girl's name? Zoe Kravitz, who is one of my Storm candidates, and then the girl
that's a good one.
The HBO show. I can't. Is it Kelani? No, that's not the other one.
No, Kalani's a singer. She's the white or Spanish or something. Non-black.
I don't give a fuck. She ain't black. But the one who had the show on HBO about drug abuse as a teenager, can't think of her name. I also don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So
I don't know either.
Here are my candidates for Storm. So
Let's hear it.
So I already said Zoe Kravitz.
Okay.
I got Zazie Beetz. I don't know
who the hell that is.
I'm trying to think. Google her. She was in the X-Men with the with Apocalypse.
I don't think Apocalypse was in X-Men yet.
Yes, he was.
Apocalypse was in X-Men? Nah, Apocalypse was in X-Men.
Nigga, it was the last X-Men movie that came out.
I don't know.
And then Calandria from Dear White People.
ZZ Beats?
I don't fucking know.
Oh, Zazie Beetz.
Yeah.
Oh.
You see it?
Yeah. She's German?
With a name like Zazie, I would assume so.
Yeah.
And Calandria from Dear White People, the show.
Calandria from Dear White People, the show.
The series.
You're
Coco.
talking about
Coco.
Oh, Coco, the one to play Coco.
Yeah.
I think she's too young. She's too young
Eh,
because you know what it is with Storm. Why I like Beyonce for it, because Storm was older and mature, and she
and
was
X-Men.
yeah, but she wasn't young. Like she didn't have a young attitude. She had an older, mature
She was royalty, nigga.
mentality. She was, but she wasn't. She wasn't young. So I'm thinking like, is that it? Is that it? That's all you had?
Yeah, those are the three I had.
So I'm thinking maybe like maybe a Megan Good might work almost.
Okay, I like that.
Maybe maybe a Gabby Union.
She's old too.
She is old. Jada Pinkett.
Nigga, Jada Pinkett is Angela Bassett's age.
But she still got like a little baby face or something.
Now that shit looking like leather, my nigga.
About
Don't get me wrong. If I ran across Jada and she was with it, I'm with it.
yeah, hell yeah. What about like not really Jennifer Hudson.
Rihanna?
I don't know if Rihanna's a good actress.
Nah, I didn't say she was a good actress. No, she's not.
Yeah, I don't know if she's good
I
at that.
remember Battleship. That was a pretty shitty movie.
Yeah, but what about Journey Smollett? Now she's kind of young though. She's still kind of young. She's on that young thing. I like the Zoe Kravitz. What about
But Zoe Kravitz is younger than all of them. She's like 23.
Yeah, but I think she has the attitude. What about
Is she too light skinned for Wakanda?
she might be. What about Anika? What about the Anika Nani Rose?
Who the
She's the
fuck is
one who
that?
plays the voice of Tiana from Princess and the Frog.
Oh,
She was in
too
Dreamgirls.
old. Nigga, she's too old.
You think she's too old?
Hell yeah.
I don't know. I think she would
could
be good.
play Angela Bassett's younger sister.
She might be able to play one of the soldiers in the Wakanda army, but maybe
And
maybe I
Adore
get it.
Malachi.
I think Beyonce would be great. I think a Megan Good would be all right. She was in Megan Good was in
would
was
like
in Shazam. Yeah, Megan Good was in Shazam.
Was she? I didn't watch it. I started, but I was like, much
She was
rather
one of
have
the
a drink.
kids. She was one of the kids from the
Oh, I'm bugging.
What do you call that?
Shazam. I'm thinking Kazam.
Oh no. Kazam is no. She was a baby during Kazam. I think Gabrielle Union might be good. Gabrielle Union might be a good pick. I think those are my two. My two might
She's
be.
fit. She's fit. I like it. I
Yeah.
like it.
If not Beyonce, I would say like a Megan Good or Gabby Union.
Honestly, if they didn't cast Princess Shuri as who she was, Letitia Wright would have been a good Storm.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess
We
so.
have to see.
I don't
I'm
disagree
not
with that.
really excited for Black Panther 2 as I
am.
was for the first Black Panther because I don't know anything on what the plot is about.
Well, they just got to put another villain in it. They already took out Claw, and they took out Killmonger. So they have to put another villain in. I wasn't really hip on the comic books of the Black Panther villains, but I'm sure it's got to be somebody else, especially if they're gonna put Storm in there. But between Beyonce, Megan Good, Gabby Union, and Zoe Kravitz, I like. And who's the other one you said?
Zazie Beetz.
Zazie Beetz. I don't know. She might be good. I don't see why. I don't see why she wouldn't be good.
She's in Atlanta. She plays.
I don't think she's gonna bring a big enough presence though.
Okay.
She might not bring that presence. Like a Megan Good, Gabrielle Union. Beyonce's definitely gonna bring that presence. And I feel like they would say, fuck it, let's just do Beyonce because it's Beyonce and it's going to bring the numbers.
But I don't want the Beehive there because it's Beyonce. I want them to be there because it's a Black
Marvel.
movement.
Because it's Marvel and it's Black Panther. Yeah, I get it. But I also get why they would just say, fuck it, we're gonna go with her.
I wouldn't mind it, but she needs to take 17 acting classes a week.
Yeah, Beyonce's not the best
What
actor. the hell?
What was that movie that she was in with Idris Elba? Unstoppable? No, it's not Unstoppable. It's Something fucking shit.
Oh, that was the one with no. Oh yeah, that was the one with the white girl where she was with the white. Yeah. I wanted to see that more. I feel like I saw a little bit of it, but I didn't see the whole thing.
I saw it. I went on a date. I feel like to see that shit.
With the
No, I
white
didn't.
girls, man.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I went with my homegirl. Well, it wasn't a date. I remember.
It wasn't a date.
It
wasn't
I
a date. Let's
remember.
clarify.
It wasn't fucking eventful. No, but she did pretty fucking bad in that. And then also Will Packer, I think, directed that one.
Are they gonna use the same dude? Wait, Will Packer wasn't the one that did the first Black Panther, right?
No, Will Packer did Girls Trip and I think like a Man one or two. I forgot the guy's Ryan Cooling.
Yes.
Coogler. Ryan Coogler.
Okay, yeah. So what else you been watching, man?
Yo, I started watching The Wire.
I said what else, but it's like what if let's talk about what we've been watching on. Yeah.
So I've been watching I restarted The Wire. That's pretty good.
That's interesting. Is it true that the second season is shit? Did we talk about that before?
No, the third season is shit. The one on the docks.
Right. Okay.
That one is shitty.
Okay.
But I didn't get that far.
It's still gonna be worth the watch though.
Yeah. Yo, I was watching like the first episode, and remember Orlando, he owns the strip club.
Yeah.
So, yo, bro, the strippers were dancing to Bill Withers. Bill Withers. You gotta use me, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck is going on? You know, booty moving?
Yo.
How upset I would be if that came on at the strip club.
Man, listen. I stripped to Bill Withers. I love Bill Withers.
I stripped to Bill Withers. And I know. Get the fuck out of here. Bill Withers is a mood for something totally different other than someone pulling their pussy out. I'm just saying. But if I was listening to Bill Withers and someone pulled their pussy out, I kind of would be upset.
I'm not going
to be like, yeah, I'm listening to Bill Withers.
Maybe that titty I saw today, if I had Bill Withers playing and I saw the titty pop out, it'd been like, okay. Well,
it'd have been a little smoother.
Yeah.
I finished the last season of season 3 of Last OG finished up.
That you watched that on, what'd you watch that on, Hulu?
No, I watched it on TBS. It was live.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, okay. I only finished. It's funny because when I finished the first season, way back when it first came out, I wasn't interested in watching the second season. But then when I rewatched the first season, it's a really good show.
Yo, season 1 and 2 really good. Season 3, what the fuck?
Oh, seriously? It got bad?
I didn't really enjoy it that much. Spoiler alert: Trey meets a woman. Who I think strangely looks like my wife.
Oh snap!
But so she's pretty, in my opinion. So I was like, oh. So every time she came on, I was like, honey, she looks like you. She's like, no, fuck, she doesn't. I was like, if you say so, whatever. I don't give a fuck, whatever. Like, I'm not tied to this, right? I don't give a fuck about this. Yeah.
Last OG is a really good fucking show, man.
So Rami, season 2 came out. Kind of been watching that here and there, but he has a stand-up on HBO Max. I've been watching.
Oh wow!
It's kind of not funny, but I kind of appreciate it. It's like dry humor, so it's not bad. It's not like a fucking. I've seen worse.
Speaking of stand-up, Yvonne Orji, Molly from Insecure.
Molly,
wow! With Mama, We Made It.
Yo, you watched it?
I damn sure did.
Well, you are a comedic connoisseur, so tell me what you think. It
was actually entertaining from the beginning to the end.
Yeah.
It wasn't
I'd have to agree.
it wasn't hilarious. It wasn't like drop dead funny, but it was like she's good.
It's
She's good.
entertaining.
She's actually really good. She wasn't bad at all.
It's better than Amanda Seales shit.
Yeah. Amanda Seales is just not funny.
It's her attitude. It's her like personality that makes me not want to watch it.
Right. And yeah, and then when you hear some of the, when you hear some of the clips of her shit, it's just like, yeah, that's exactly why I didn't want to watch it.
I remember you bitching about that. That's right. No, tell me more about how you feel about this.
Right. I like the fact that it bounced between, her stand up and then her going back to Nigeria to, for her to fuck around with people, for her to interview her parents. Her parents were even funny.
Yeah. I think it was funny when she was on the street and she was like, "Do you know Yvonne Orji? I heard she's here." Yeah. Some guy was like, "She's not too fat."
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Does that mean she's fat but not that fat?
That ass dope. Looking at your face. Remember, we on YouTube now, nigga.
Oh my god. I don't recall Molly having a nice ass.
Nah, we spoke about that on.
I know you said it last episode. I don't recall it.
Remember when Andrew ate the booty? It was like, yeah, that booty to eat. Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if she has a big booty.
Yeah, she does. She got it. She got a nice little frame. I mean, she's skinny.
She got the DSLs.
Yeah, she do. Let's stop lusting after her. She was great. Her stand up was really good.
Yeah.
It was
Would you watch it again?
Probably not. But that's just to say that there's a lot of comedians that I do like that I don't really go back to their stand up shows to watch it again.
Other than Chappelle, there's only one stand up recently I rewatched, and that was Dave Breyonna.
Yo, I gotta tell you about all the fucking stand-ups that I rewatched or whatever. I will admit that I rewatched the last Kevin Hart joint.
Mm-hmm. Did you enjoy it the second time?
The Irresponsible one?
Yeah.
It was actually good.
I fucking told you.
But I didn't like it. I didn't like it the first time around.
I know. We talked about this, and I was like, I liked it. It was good.
Yeah, I actually liked it. And Tambourine, Chris Rock.
I need to. Is that on Netflix? They put it back out?
It should be. It should still be on Netflix. Yeah.
Yeah, they put the special out. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out.
Chris Rock's Tambourine was actually when I listened, when I heard it, I listened to it more than I rewatched it, but it was actually pretty damn good. Like I wasn't interested like that the first time around, but when you actually watch it again, it was pretty cool. And then Eddie Murphy Raw, Delirious.
I never found those two funny.
You know what it is old.
Fufu when I met your ass.
Right. It's old. It's old. I think what makes it fun. What makes it funny is that you think about how funny it was, how funny it might have been then. Because
I'm not flashing back to enjoy nothing.
I'm not gonna lie. When he says the faggots can't look at my ass, I'm like, I cringe a little bit. I'm like, yeah, he's like calling them faggots. I don't call gay people faggots. I call bitch ass niggas faggots. So when I hear somebody call a gay person a faggot, I kind of cringe because it's like, I don't like, we're in different times now. And it's crazy that has that effect on us because, again, I was listening to Dante Nero, and Dante Nero was like, yo, when we grew up in the hip hop, us growing up in the hip hop era, we were bred to be homophobic.
Yeah.
But we had to learn to change. And now I've come to the point where I may have called gay people faggots back in the day because of hip hop. But now when I hear somebody call a gay person a faggot, I cringe. You know what I'm saying? Because I've made that change.
Yeah, and which life should allow you to do, right?
Right.
Like I felt this way 25 years ago. Today, I don't feel this way.
Right. No. 25 years ago, man. That's too far back.
I'm just saying.
I was just born 25 years ago.
No, you weren't. No, you weren't. You were in high school.
Yo, Dave Chappelle, The Bird Revelation. That was a really good fucking stand-up. That was the second one. Yeah. It was the 2-pack, the pack of 2.
Mm-hmm.
It was the second one.
No, I thought that was the first one, and Equanimity was the second one.
Nah, Equanimity, the way I watched Equanimity first. Equanimity was the actual stand-up on, the actual, and it seemed like the Bird Revelation was like recorded in a comedy room.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
So
I appreciated the shit personally.
Yo, when he explained in what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? When he explained how and why he left Comedy Central.
Yeah.
And he based it on The Pimp. Yeah,
remember we had an episode where he said, "Who's the pimp in a hoe?"
Right. That shit, after listening to it for a second time, was actually like, damn, man. He kept it real without
Iceberg Slim, yeah.
Right, about Iceberg Slim, without actually, it was great, man. But that's just some of the standards I've been watching.
I will always. So I have HBO Max. They have Killing Them Softly. I want to go back and
Killing
watch
Them Softly
it.
was that what's all this chocolate on your face?
No. That's fuck. Is that For What It's Worth?
Maybe. Killing Them Softly was the Killing Them Softly.
Selling
I think
weed.
Was the baby selling weed? I remember that, and it was the cop thing when it was like the chicks be dressed in the way they dressed, and they'd be like, and they're like, I think we spoke about this like a couple episodes ago.
No, that's after. It's when he says that
one too.
His house is nice, but he said my house isn't big, but it's too nice for me.
That wasn't the one with the comparing the chick being a whore to a cop, somebody dressing like a cop. That wasn't Killing Them Softly. Damn, I'm getting them mixed up then. All right, well, fuck it.
He got a lot of specials, man. He been at this shit for years.
You know what else?
He's the oldest, youngest looking. Well, he's the youngest, oldest looking nigga in the game.
Yeah. Donna Rose is stupid. You know what I watched? Oh, he was in Last OG too, and so was Rakim.
Oh, Donna Rollins. I'm like, no.
And Weebay, and
so Lord Jamar is in season 3.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Lord Jamar was in For Life. That was the last thing I just recently saw him in.
Did we ever talk about the finale of For Life?
I don't remember.
I don't know. Just know they let that nigga out of jail every day.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, I watched Just Mercy, Michael B. Jordan, Jamie Foxx, and Brie Larson.
Yeah, my wife, she's like, "Are you interested?" I'm like, "No."
It's a good movie, man.
Honestly,
it's a really good movie.
I don't
it makes
think
you angry.
It's the right time for me to watch it.
It's the perfect time. To be honest, I get what you're saying, but it's the perfect time to watch it because it's just going. I mean, honestly, it's going to make you feel exactly how we feel right now, how we're supposed to feel right now. But because we're supposed to feel it right now, it's worth the watch. It's worth the watch.
Nah.
It's based on Michael B. Jordan was a kid from Delaware who went to Harvard Law.
Yes.
And instead of, moving to a big place where he could have gotten rich off of, being a lawyer, he went down to Mississippi to get some people off of death row.
So my wife read the book. And by read
Oh.
the book, I mean listen to the audible. And we listened to it on one of our drives up to New York, and I was like, I'm fucking miserable.
Yeah, that's not a good audiobook to read while you're driving. No.
Listen.
That's not.
You know whose book I read while driving? Humble a Poet.
Ah, yes.
I listened to that.
Which
then
one?
I also,
Which one?
The most recent one.
Okay, that was shit. I forgot the name. But I wanted to buy his book, but again, I don't buy the books because I want the hardcover ones. I want the hardcovers.
Hardcover or hard copy?
Whatever you call it.
No, I'm just saying because they make hardcover books and paperback. Hardcover ones is more money.
I want the paperback, and a hardcover. I'm just hard. I'm just hard.
Got it. This conversation's going flaccid real quick. Yeah. Honestly, I'm not gonna watch it. I hope my wife enjoys it.
It's a good movie, man. You should.
I'm pretty sure she'll tell me about it. You know what movie I am gonna watch this weekend?
What's
with
that?
The kids? Sonic.
The one with Jim Carrey?
The one that had the fucked up teeth and then they brought it back.
Jim Carrey plays Dr. Robotnik.
Oh shit.
Which is crazy because Jim Carrey's as skinny as he could be and Dr. Robotnik was a fat nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yo, how do you feel about this new order a movie at home thing that's in the theater?
I love it.
Yo, honestly, I could spend $20. We all watch a movie.
Yeah.
Shit, that saves me so much money.
Yeah.
We order popcorn every week with the groceries.
Yeah.
And now the kids are like, you got a movie? Ain't no popcorn?
Yeah.
What kind of third world country is this?
Yeah, I love it. The movie theater experience is still worth it and still missed a little bit, and I still miss it a little bit. But
I think the last movie I saw in the theater was Black Panther.
The last movie I saw in the theater was...
Oh, no, I saw Lion King.
What the fuck was it? Shit. I don't remember.
Showgirls.
No, it was... Damn, I have to ask. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I watched this movie The Hard Way with Michael J. White and some white people.
In the movie theater?
No.
But they don't release his movies. The last movie they released was Spawn.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
I think I watched it.
It's an action movie. It was pretty good. Michael J. White has always been a good actor, and his action movies are I love Spawn. Spawn was great to me.
I'm trying to think. Was that the one where his nephew came home or whatever?
No, he had a nephew in the movie, but it was about his brother. His brother got killed, and he's ex-military, and
I think I saw that shit. I think so. Whenever I see him pop up, I watch this shit. So
yeah, it's called The Hard Way. It's on Netflix. It's a good action movie. The script might not be the best. The script definitely isn't the best. Let me say that. The script isn't the best, but the action is pretty fucking cool. I like fighting scenes.
So I'm gonna ask you something. You've been watching Insecure?
Of course. I watched that last episode, man.
So, Kerry Washington directed it?
Yeah, it was pretty decent.
Did you like the last episode?
It was okay. It was okay. It wasn't my favorite, of course, but it was pretty good. I liked the way it went. I like, my favorite part, honestly, was the therapy session with Molly and her therapist.
Yo, I saw the therapy session. I was like, maybe I need to find my therapist.
Yo, I was sitting there like, they wrote this in like how did they make that part of the script? Because that's it seems like only something that a therapist will come up with, not just in like a script. Like you would have to do a lot of research to have a therapist on, on staff to look at these these characters and try to put things together in a
Yeah, because it's analyzing something fictional with
right.
true context.
Right.
I there. So first off, the episode started off with Issa and Lawrence fucking a lot.
A lot.
So I thought that was gonna be a fantasy, but that was a real thing.
Yeah, I said it's funny. I said the same thing because
it's a
me and
dream
Shorty was
sequence.
watching it. Me and Princess was watching. And I was like, "No, this is just a dream. This is just a dream." The whole time I'm saying that this is just a dream.
Yeah,
And it turned out to not be a dream. I'm like, "Oh fuck."
they really go together again.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still hate Nasty Nigga Nate.
Yeah. I don't hate him, but he's.
I hate his character. Like, only because I feel like Issa's gonna fuck up.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't think Issa's fucking up though. I think Issa is doing what she needs to do.
Do you think Issa should have went over there and helped them move?
Yeah. I think she doesn't have no tie. She doesn't have any ties to Lawrence right now. She can do what the fuck she wants and fuck who the fuck she wants at this point.
I don't think that's true, but all right. I don't think
she doesn't have any ties to Lawrence right now besides guilt from the past. Yeah, and that too. Just guilt from the past. So when she was in there, she was like, Nathan, he asked me to help him move, and I, if that's all right with you, but it's like, that's all right with you. I don't have nothing. She was, she wants to give respect. She was like, she wants to give respect to whatever this is that we got going on. It's like, well, if y'all don't have no titles yet, you can go do whatever the fuck you want. And, even though she understands that Nate, we understand as the viewers that Nate wants Issa, or he at least has a thing for her. I don't know if it's the fact that maybe he just admires her entrepreneurship. I'm not attracted to Issa personally, so I don't really see how he is.
I think she's a beautiful woman. She's not my type, but she's a beautiful woman.
I like her skin tone. I love a dark chocolate skin tone.
Her fucking skin is amazing.
I love a dark chocolate skin tone, man. That could be a weakness of mine. But I'm not personally attracted to her. It upsets me to say that I kind of like now the Issa Lawrence thing.
Me too. That's why I don't want her to fuck it up.
But honestly, I don't care if she fucks it up because I didn't care for it in the first place. So
wait, didn't you just say you are a fan of it?
I'm not saying I didn't say I was a fan of it. I said that I'm beginning to open myself up to the acceptance of the Issa Lawrence back together type of
That is the most convoluted statement. I'm beginning to start to like this shit. Maybe. Like, what? Okay, but I strangely understand it.
Yeah. I accept it.
So
only because of Lawrence though.
Yeah,
Lawrence
it's only
him.
I
He just seems happy.
I don't fucking like Issa
Yeah,
in the show.
He just seems happier with it.
So every Thursday we have a weekly Zoom call about last episode of Insecure.
Right.
One thing I noticed during the call, I didn't want to say it, is the fucking disillusioned approach some women have.
Right.
Like, I think they have something, bitch. and that's why your ass being fucked over. Because if I don't say yes, it's not yes.
Yeah, right.
Also, if I don't say yes, that's no. I don't need to say no.
Right.
So, like, what the fuck?
You be out here trying to be nice.
Yeah, he's like they're having this coy conversation, and the woman on the chat are like, "Nah, I think you are fucking insane."
Yeah.
Like he didn't say, "Hey, we go together," or "Hey, I want to be in a relationship," or "Hey, let's do this." It was, "What do you want?" Which is like a typical nigga response.
Yeah.
What do you want to eat? What do you want to eat?
Yeah.
Really, I want some Red Lobster biscuits, but I'll
Right.
let you choose because I don't want to hear you bitch about the whole meal.
Right, because it's gonna be like, what do you want to eat? I don't know. All right, well, I want some Red Lobster biscuits. But I don't like Red Lobster biscuits. That's
I wasn't really, I'm not really in the mood. Like, how the
Yeah.
fuck don't you know, but you know what you're not in the mood for?
Yeah, right. But all right, but I'm in the mood for some biscuits. So if you don't want Red Lobster, what about Popeyes? Popeyes is the second best biscuits in the world. Well, I don't want Popeyes because nah. All right, well, what the fuck do you want? I don't know. You pick.
I just spit
Nigga.
twice. What the fuck? So for dinner, my wife
Women.
made waffles,
For dinner.
like from scratch, like with the waffle iron and everything.
Yeah.
And I fucking hate waffles.
Yeah, so do I. I'm not a fan of waffles at all. Never have.
Yo,
My mother used to make waffles, and I just been like, yeah, my brothers can eat those because they liked waffles. I did not like waffles.
I'm just like, we had this shit again, huh?
Yeah.
I came in the house and I saw the waffle iron out. I was like, okay, fuck me, huh? I don't gotta eat dinner.
Brenner. Breakfast for dinner, Brenner.
Yeah, and she made like veggie bacon, and the kids love it. So, and they like fruit on their waffles. They like chocolate chips, and I'm like, do your thing. They're like, what are you gonna eat? I'm on Grubhub. Like,
Yeah.
Is something better than this?
I ain't eating waffles, I'll tell you that much.
So I text my wife,
Unless I
I'm
get
gonna
some
order
chicken
something
with
to
it.
eat. She goes, oh, I forgot. I was like, hey, forget. We've been together 11 years. Like, how about I order a bunch of watermelon in here and feed it to you?
Like this.
I just think of Arrested Development when he was trying to give him the ice cream sandwich. and he hit him in the mouth. I think that is one of the funniest TV ever.
Yeah, I love that show. Goodness gracious.
I didn't watch the later seasons like on Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't really enjoy them.
Yeah, you gotta watch it, man.
Yo,
You gotta watch it.
I realized that it takes one thing to piss me off before I'm out on a show.
I see.
One fucking thing. This is us. Like, oh, all right, got it. William's dead. I'm done.
Who's William?
He was Sterling K. Brown's father.
Oh, okay, the old dude.
The nigga Ice from Paid in Full.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, y'all didn't cure cancer? I'm done.
Yeah, I wasn't a big This Is Us fan.
I once it got to like all of the like, there's only so much shit I can take. Like every day is sad. Get the fuck out of here.
Right, I can't do that shit. I'm not. Same thing that I felt about with Grey's Anatomy. Saying it's like
I tell my wife every time it comes on. I'm like, so if you worked at this place and all this bad shit happened, why don't you quit?
Right.
I wouldn't go to fucking work anymore.
I can't. I couldn't do it. It's too much. Too much sad shit on a regular basis.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm fucking good. Life is sad enough. But we got one more episode of Insecure. I don't know if the season finale will be a major thing. We're gonna have to see.
I don't know either, man. But I don't like the way Molly and Issa, ended out. You know what I'm saying, in this episode, like Molly was kind of cunty.
Kind of? She was cunty. I think the problem is Molly always wants to be right.
Yeah.
And she never wants to take blame for her actions.
Right.
So she hurts people and makes it seem like,
Makes it seem like it's their fault why she had to hurt them.
Yeah, yeah, and that's a major trigger for me and a warning sign for me of people
Yeah.
I don't like to be around.
Right, and I said it. I was saying that I think I was saying in the chat, even though I wasn't there for long, that I think that's exactly the reason why her and Andrew isn't going to last, because because of her messiness is kind of like, it's kind of like
And when they break up, it's
it,
going to
it
be
it
Andrew's fault.
it would end up being, yeah, that's true, but I think her messiness can end up being a burden on Andrew, who's way more, I guess, zen than she is. He's like way more laid back. He's comfortable with his job, with his
Yo,
position in life, with his friends,
she
with everything
doesn't
he
want to
got going.
talk to his brother.
Yeah, nah.
She
Because
can
of
eat
that.
a dick.
Yeah, and he can eat an ass.
She gotta eat this ass. Bitch, who you talking to like this?
Yeah,
Bring that booty here.
right.
So, let's talk hip hop real quick for a second.
Yeah, man.
Yo, did you see the Tekashi and Akon song "Locked Up 2"?
Yo, man. There's no reason in the world why Akon, the first Locked Up record was Styles P from the Locks, and the second Locked Up is Tekashi 6ix9ine. What? So when you listen to the original Locked Up with Styles, his perspective of Locked Up was from, I committed a crime. I committed a crime. This is the way this is the life of someone who's locked up in jail. Tekashi's version of being locked up in jail was protective custody and going to court to snitch to go back to protective custody.
About him pointing fingers.
Plea deal.
Your Honor, it's him and him.
Right.
And him. Get the fuck out of here.
That's not a story. That's not a good story. That's not the story that hip hop needs. And I mean, we don't need jail period in hip hop, to be honest.
Yeah.
We at this point we can do without prison for hip hop. But why would Akon, my thing is, Akon is such a figure in himself that he doesn't have to do music anymore. He came out, he did so much in music. He brought out Lady Gaga, which he's probably still spending that money.
Yeah.
And to go along with other artists that he's brought out, he's doing so much in Africa right now. What made you decide to come back and feel like you would become relevant again in music yourself if you collab with Tekashi 6ix9ine? I don't get it. I have no idea why.
I don't understand why hip hop still fucks with Tekashi.
I don't know either. To be honest, I have no idea.
So one thing I want to talk about is fact or fiction.
Okay.
At some point, hip hop transitioned from it being a fact-based, kind of a gritty perspective telling, to pure on fairy tales. And I say it started with Rick Ross.
Why you say that?
I know the real Noriega. He owe me 100 favors.
He owe me 100 favors. I ain't petty, nigga. You buy the whole thing. See, most of my niggas really still deal cocaine. My roof back, my money right. I'm on it, better show you whatever. But
every day.
I get what you're saying. So if you're saying that Rick Ross started the fake news of hip hop, I
won't say he started it, but the overt acceptance of it started with him.
Well, I like Rick Ross, so I'm gonna have to disagree with that.
I like Rick Ross too,
but at the same time,
is a fact, no matter if I like you or not.
Now, you say that it started off with fact and became like fairy tale. I almost feel like, was it really like that? My question is, was it really like hip hop has always been based on some sort of reality. It's been based on a reality of the streets, the struggle, and from rags to riches.
Mhm.
But hip hop at some point, admitted its fake it till you make it mentality, and people grasp.
But isn't that the glitz and glamour? All right, you fake it till you make it glitz and glamour, not the I know the real Noriega. He owe me 100 favors. That's just fucking preposterous.
Yeah, I get it, and it
I
is
think
bullshit.
I think it's a difference between poetic license and flabbergasting lies.
Yeah, but I also feel like if Rick Ross was able to, if Rick Ross felt like he had the right to say something like that, it was because there was already something in hip hop that was, that gave him that made him feel like he had the right to say some shit like that. And I think part of that was the exaggeration of taking certain realities and making them your story. And I think that's where a lot of because if you think about it, when it comes to hip hop, the niggas that are in the streets, that's really in the streets going hard and doing what they do, the real criminals, the real criminal activity, are not being expressed in rap songs. Those aren't the people expressing it in rap songs. The people expressing it in rap songs were the people who dibble and dabble, and then
If even that.
and it or watched it and then talk about it. So there's still, I think there's always been, I think hip hop has always been, I don't want to say fiction, but fabrication based on realities of what goes on in the streets. Like,
So storytelling, right? It gave voice to a story. It may not have been
Right.
theirs, but something that was happening to
Experiences.
show,
Right.
someone's experiences.
right.
Now, I think that's totally different from I know the real Noriega. That will continuously be my reference point.
I get it.
But I do also believe that there is an art of storytelling in hip hop.
Right.
So when you think about a children's story by Slick Rick, right?
Yeah.
That was a total fairy tale,
Yeah.
right? Knock 'em out the box.
Yeah.
And I love that song.
Yeah.
But or for example, Brenda Had a Baby never existed, but it told a story to an audience that would have never had any kind of exposure to that.
Right.
So at some point, I honestly feel at some point we stop wanting hip hop to be that voice to an untold story and being a fairy tale.
I get it. And
that's why I think Tekashi is still relevant.
I think it's gone from to straight fairy tales now, because Tekashi, everything that Tekashi has said in his rap music is nothing of what he actually was. Like not near it.
Yeah.
He took what he saw, or not even what he saw, but everything that he's learned from hip hop and created his own bullshit out of it.
He wanted to be he created a superhero story, right?
Yeah.
Where he created a story around what he wanted to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I don't know if this is hip hop anymore.
It's not hip hop. It's
and this might be where we're going. Like in hip hop, it might be the new transformative piece. And this is when we kind of age out and keep listening to our same old shit.
Well, I've already started that because I can't keep up with shit like that. when I hear my 10-year-old son talk about Tekashi and his snitching and the thing, I'm like, boy, you grew up. You may have been born in Queens, but you grew up in Long Island, man.
In the suburbs,
In the
brother.
suburbs, you're not like whatever you think you're talking. You think you know what you're talking about. You don't. And I think at this point, it's pure entertainment. And hip hop wasn't about that. But you know what? When you give the culture to white people to sell it, or to the Jews to sell it.
The Jews aren't white people.
You know, they're their own kind of white people.
Okay.
Title: Jews are their own kind of white people.
I like it. Strange enough.
When you give the culture up for sale, this is what we get from it. This is what we get from it. It wasn't like that at first. At first, it was Black Wall Street. Now it's, reality TV.
Yeah, and even that's not real.
Right. Exactly.
Like, so what the fuck has it come to? Like, I refuse to give Tekashi any kind of streams or plays, anything. I won't click on his videos on WorldStar. I'm not interested.
No.
The only reason why I found out about him and Akon, it was auto playing on my Twitter feed.
Yo, and what is the deal with Nicki Minaj all of a sudden? I mean, they had a good song before he went to jail. They had a decent song before he went to jail. But now it's like, Nicki Minaj isn't the person to, especially in her position right now, where she's trying to reclaim her throne as the hottest female hip hop artist out right now. For her to join forces with Tekashi,
That's a bad duo.
Yeah, I don't think that was a good play, man. I don't think that was a good play. And I usually love Nicki Minaj. I haven't been too fond of her recently because of her pettiness towards,
Cardi and Meg.
Cardi, the whole, new female hip hop artists coming in. I mean, to be honest, to me, the Cash Me Outside girl isn't even that bad with her rap music. She's not that bad.
That's how I know you're a true connoisseur of music. I think
her name is Danielle Berjoli, something like that. Berjol or something like that. I forget her fucking last name. I think I'm just saying random Italian shit. I think Berjol is a sandwich. It's an Italian sandwich. But even she's not that bad. So it's like, female hip hop, women in hip hop, even though I feel like the Catch Me Outside girl I might agree with cultural appropriation on her part. Especially when she's out here tanning herself and shit like that. But
I saw that somewhere that she's trying to pass as black.
She's not trying to pass as black, but she has like people around her who are making her decisions for her, and she's bearing the brunt of it when people want to rant and rave about it. But at the same time, it's like Nicki Minaj associate herself with a situation like that when she grew up in the real hip hop age. I don't think it's the right move, man. It's not. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. It stuff like that, especially as a person who made hip hop music and making my own hip hop music, I tried to be as
authentic.
close as authentic as I could be. To see where it's going now is it's I don't know how long I'm going to be a fan of hip hop how much longer I'm going to be a fan of hip hop when we have stuff like this going on. When the new generation is accepting this type of bullshit. And
to quote Nas, hip hop is dead.
Yeah.
And that's all I got.
Yeah.
Yeah,
man.
So I think we're approaching the 3-hour mark.
Yeah, we had so much shit to talk about for this episode, but fuck it, man. It's late. I wanna go eat. Shout out to Rochdale Chicken and Fish. I got some food for them.
Yo, bro, when I was on Grubhub for my grandma, I saw it. Is it good?
It's some of the best food out.
All right, cool.
And it's like a family of people that come together and cook, and make the food, young, old, people that just come, the family that comes together and cooks the food. And
how's the mac and cheese?
It is banging.
All right, cool. So I'm gonna send my grandma some of that.
Shout out to Rochdale Chicken and Fish, right on Guy Brewer, Southside Jamaica Queens, nigga. You heard me. I just went there today and got some food. And I got her waiting for me upstairs because I knew I was gonna drink and I was gonna get drunk. And
yeah, I've been trying to go back to plant-based, but I keep slipping up. I'm having jerk chicken tomorrow. So
I had jerk chicken 2 days ago.
How's that gonna work? Where'd you go?
Tropical Jerk.
Okay. Yo, it's a spot in Queens I ordered for my grandma. It's called Cascade Jerk. Ask Princess if she's had it. My grandma said it was amazing.
She was never a what's the spot that's on Springfield? The spot that was always open.
Tropical Flavors?
Jamaica Flavors.
Yeah.
She was never a fan of them, and that's really the only spot that's out there like that, other than Golden Crust and shit like that. There's no real Jamaica spots. Unfortunately, it's funny, but there's no real Jamaica spots out there like that.
That's crazy. I grew up over there. It's like I'm thinking of like 3 places off the top of my head. They may be closed. It's been a while.
There's side spots, but it's like you don't really want to fuck with the side spots. So,
Cash home.
Yeah, right. So, Tropical Jerk. When I put on the Tropical Jerk, she's just been a really big fan of that.
So I'm ordering from her food truck. So I'll pay for the food on Sunday, thinking that delivery was for Monday, but it was for Friday. So I want all my food tomorrow. Wow. I got oxtails coming. I got jerk chicken coming. Nice. I'm ready. Nice. But everyone, it's me, the DEP. Follow me on Twitter and IG at DEP_sends. Ladies, it's pronounced that, but you can call it deep. It's me. I'm turning it over to you, bro.
It's your boy. It's always your boy. ITZHOLLE. All social media platforms. You can find us. And check us out on YouTube now, man. If you listening to the audio, check us out on YouTube because we got a couple of episodes dropped on YouTube.
You can see my sexy face.
Yeah.
I'm getting a haircut tomorrow.
You can see both of our nice little gentle faces. And tune in because we got some shit for next episode. We got some shit to bring to y'all for next episode for sure.
All right. I'm out.
Yeah, man.